level. And I wanted to share that with you so you have an understanding of what it takes to get to 1 star. And in reality, it's not that hard to get to 1 star. What does it actually mean to be a 1 star master, and how much would you be earning per month? Is it achievable, and can you do it? And then in later sessions, I will share some strategies on how you can do some marketing, how you can attract new people into your business or to reach the 1 star master level. And I will cover that in coming trainings. So let me just get into this topic here and show my first slide. So we all are quite familiar with the Mauer mission and the passion that the Mauers bring, providing non-toxic, safe alternatives to personal care products and helping to inform, educate, and empower people about making lifestyle choices that are healthy. I'll go to the next slide. We all know the key things about Sizzle. I'm sure many of you have heard me talk about this before. We know they're family owned. We've got a dynasty trust. We've got our own manufacturing facility. They're primarily research and development, and they use latest discoveries in their actual formulations, which makes Sizzle quite unique. So they're protected by a dynasty trust. We know they're going to be here a long time, and they don't have any debt. They're completely debt-free, which is really good in terms of from a business sense. So to get to 1 star, what does it actually take, and where do you start? So if you're someone on the call tonight and you're thinking, this is something I would like to achieve, how much sort of income can I earn from 1 star, and what do I need to do? So the first thing that you want to do with 1 star, if that's something you've decided you want to be, then we recommend purchasing a wealth pack to start with. And I'll show that on the next slide, and then placing a 300 PV order each month. And by the advantage of doing a 300 PV order, it means that you're getting extra streams of income because you get a rebate on the 5th month of 8%, and it's just cut it off on the screen here, but you get your shipping rebate on the 13th month, so you get all your shipping reimbursed. As well, you get an auto ship. If you put your product order on auto ship, you automatically get 5% applied when you actually save the order. So there is a quite significant savings. And if you look at getting all your shipping back, getting the 8%, getting another 5%, you're saving quite a lot on that particular order. So it's definitely worth doing, and it's recommended. To become 1 star master, you don't have to do the 300. You could do 200, but really otherwise you're not going to take advantage of the auto ship 5% and the shipping rebate. So with the wealth packs, what options do you have? So if you haven't bought a wealth pack before, you might want to consider getting one. You only get one opportunity to purchase a wealth pack as a distributor. So when you join as a distributor, you can purchase the wealth pack. And if you've been a distributor for a while and you've not purchased one, you still have the option to purchase one. That then qualifies you for the 8th payout center. But more so, it gives you a really good discount because these packs are really well priced in terms of the saving you get. And also we've got different packs, so you really get to try a large variety of products if you pick some of the packs like the wellness pack or the toxin-free pack. So this is a really good option for somebody getting started. And if you know, look, you love the product, you're going to keep using them, you're going to be around here for a while, then definitely getting a wealth pack is a good idea. And the same for anyone else who wants to be a 1-star master, we recommend doing the wealth pack. We also recommend to add your card to the back of your Sizzle back office, and that is so that it's saved on file for you to select when you're setting up your auto ship. And also in your back office, you've got access to your resource library, and I'll go to the next slide. And it's a good idea to buy from your own shop. So if you're going to get to this level of 1-star master, you really want to obviously be using the products, as many of the products you can from your own shop. So you're buying from your own store, and then you can find the different products that really resonate with you, that you get good results with, and then you can be a product of a product that means that you can share a story. And so that really comes across when we're genuine and we're using a product we feel has been of benefit. It's much easier to share it with someone or share the information than obviously if you haven't used the product or you're not sure about it. Uh, Also, another way to come to think about getting a product story is sometimes people may not want to buy products for themselves, but they might be open to, helping a pet. They might have a dog or a cat. So I just wanted to mention this because this came up last week and it also was on one of the last Sizzle calls where a lady, and I can't remember her name, but basically someone had approached her about using the Sizzle product. She said, she was not interested. At all. But then her dog became quite unwell and she went back to that person. She said, oh, if the products are so good, what have you got for my dog? And they made some recommendations and basically the dog really turned around and had amazing results. And then she said, well, it made her think if her dog can get good results, then, what could the products do for her? So that's how she got started. Um, and we've got really great testimonials with animals. And I'm going to be doing a testimonial call next week on Wednesday night. And we're going to talk about what products you can use for cats and dogs. And I know we've got a couple that we can't access at the moment, but you can use many of the other Sizzle products, which I've used on my dog, well, since he was born, and also my previous dog. So we've got plenty of stories to share and just really amazing stories. So that can really be helpful. And then I'll put my number and Dr. Kurt's number if you need support on your journey. We're available to help you. So I'm going to share the slides that we missed out on the other week. I managed to track them down. It's a bit of work, but we got there. And these are the slides I wanted to share with you tonight because it really help you understand the one-star master level, and understanding the detail is important. So kind of you can work out what you need to do in terms of steps. So to be a one-star master, the minimum order you need is 200 PV. But as I said, we're really suggesting that people do 300 PV because we want to maximize those rewards. We want that shipping rebate. We want the auto ship 5% discount. And we also want the loyalty reward of 8%. So you will get that by doing the 300 PV. Alternatively, 200 is the minimum for qualification. And a group volume, including your own order, and anyone that you've introduced or that those people have introduced, a 5,000 personal volume, also known as QDV, qualified downline volume. So becoming one star. So we've covered that it's 5,000 PV, personal volume, and also you have to do a minimum order each month. If you have, say you've got a group of people that you've introduced and they've ordered for the month and you have not ordered, you won't qualify. You need to order once every, I say 30 days, technically it's 36, but every month you need to order within a 36-day window to stay qualified as a one-star and benefit from all the commissions that you can earn. So that's important to note. So being on auto ship can be helpful so you don't forget. And you can always go in and cancel your auto ship. You can change the items on the auto ship so that next month, obviously, you're not ordering exactly the same things again. So that's easy to do. Sometimes if you're in a hurry, I can just go in, you can cancel the auto ship and then reset it up again. So that you can do that too. But making sure that you get that order in each month. The amount of times that I've seen people where they've been well over the 5,000 and in group volume, but they themselves haven't put in an order. And so that's kind of sad really for that person, and can be leaving quite a lot of money on the table. Like you literally, and I'm going to talk about how much a one-star master can earn at a minimum. So at a minimum, you're looking around about 700 Australian a month as a minimum, and the upper limit is really unlimited because that business can keep growing under you. But to forget to place your order and then miss out on that commission, that will definitely would hurt. So yeah, the auto ship is highly recommended. And it's a good habit. People do what you do rather than what you say. If you're doing it, then other people are likely to do it. You'll attract other people that want to do that as well. So why do I want to be a one star? So becoming the one star master is a monumental benchmark. So as you move up through the ranks in Sizzle, and the commission rewards are life-changing and lifestyle changing. And this is absolutely true. I mean, with the income that you can earn just on the one-star master, you can get a nice sizzle order paid for each month, and then you can have extra money over to put towards your mortgage, your car payment, or use it as a savings for holidays, or for, going out, dinners, whatever you desire, but it really can help to make your life better. And you could imagine that if those little things make a difference to you, helping then someone else do the same thing that would do the same for them, it would be amazing. And building Sizzle can be as easy as really supporting people just to get to the one-star master level. And it also shows determination and commitment, uh, and yet a sense of accomplishment. And then also you're establishing yourself as a leader in Sizzle. So as a one-star master, you qualify for 5 levels, so 5 levels deep. So what does that mean? It means that if you've enrolled, say somebody called Sally, Sally's introduced Ben, Ben introduced John, John introduced Brian, so forth and so on, 5 levels down, you actually get 7% of each of those levels. And so that's how it's paid in that regard. And you also qualify for 10% in check match for all personally sponsored distributors monthly commissions. So that is also, that's for other one stars that you've introduced. You will also receive 6 levels on the Fast Start bonus down in your organisation, so pay 6 levels deep. And you will receive a one-off rank advancement bonus. So you get $250 for reaching that level. Now, once you get to one-star master, you need to maintain that level each month of volume. And if you keep it for 3 consecutive months, you then qualify for the monthly lifestyle bonus, which is the 200 USD lifestyle bonus. And as I mentioned, that can then pay for your product order, and then the additional commissions you get on top of that, you could use that for, your mortgage, you could use it for your holiday, for going out, whatever you like. So you now receive 6 levels from preferred customers in your organization too, so 6 levels down. So there's reports in your back office. So if you go into your back office, and so these are the slides that I wanted to show that we couldn't see last week or a few weeks ago. If you go into your back office and go to organization, there's an option in there with drop-down views that you can look at. This is for somebody, obviously it's a distributor. Preferred customers, when we want to attract preferred customers, but to get to one-star master, you have to be a distributor. So if you go in there into your organization in your back office, you can see the different views you can access. And the first one in there that you see is frontline downline volume, and it shows you the people in there and how much volume they've earned for the month or wherever you're at in the month. With the columns in the back office, you can actually click on each column and it sorts the column. And so you might have experienced this before if you've ever opened an Excel spreadsheet, or you've looked at data in another website. Generally, where there's a column with a heading, like you see here, QDV, TDBV, ULV, if you click actually on that text, it sorts ascending and descending, so you can sort the columns. Now, in this particular view, this is real data too. This has come from, I don't know whose account it is, but they've obviously removed the names. But you can see that in this particular report, the total downline volume for this organization is 169,000 USD, and their qualified downline volume is 129,000. And in this business, they've got people at different ranks. So 1-star master, they've got a 5-star master, they've got 4 1-star masters, and they've got a master builder. So yeah, you can see that they've got different levels there. So now let me go to the next slide. So your qualified downline volume, QDV, is your personal volume with the remaining volume after the 50% rule is applied. So Sizzle have this 50% rule, which is important to understand. And what that actually means is that 50% of your volume can't can come from one leg. The rest has to be distributed across your organization. So what actually means a leg? So a leg would be if you've introduced, say, Mary, and Mary introduced John, and John introduced 5 people, then Mary would be one leg because now you've got someone under her and someone under them. So now that is one leg within your business. So you need to spread the volume across. You can't just have it coming from one person. You then the 50% rule applies. So when you see it in action, it starts to make more sense. So let me go to the next slide. So in this particular view, you can see that their total downline volume was 169,346.30 cents. So if you divide that by 2, because it's the 50% rule, so that's half, you get 84,673. So that means that the most you can have coming from just one person or one person's leg is that amount. The rest of the volume needs to be spread across all the other legs to optimize all the commissions for the total downline volume, if that makes sense. So if you look at the total downline volume, you want to optimize that. So you can only have it coming from one person, and then not one individual, but them and anyone under them, and the rest comes from different legs within your organization. So you can see in this particular organization, you've got 5-star, 1-star, 1-star. Actually, technically that master builder is also 1-star. I'm not sure why it says master builder there. They would be 1-star too, unless they just clocked over and hadn't refreshed the view. But they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1-stars. So this particular person, so if we look at, and I'll just show you, if you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, so you've got the 1-star on the 6th line, so you can see their total downline volume is 4,877, and with their order included, their qualified downline volume just tipped over 5,000, which is the required amount, so they've got 5182, so now that would make them in that month a 1-star. Their, if you scan across, their personal volume is 305. So this particular person's put in an order for 305. So that's their PV. So the PV is always the amount of volume that the person's actually ordered themselves. So you can see the person above them's placed an order for 238, the person above them 230, the 1-star above has ordered 974, and then the other 1-star above has ordered 1,000, and the 5-star ordered 774. So the PV is the personal order, personal volume. So here we're showing that the QDV is 84, so it's half of the total downline volume. So total downline volume, so all the volume added up. And then personal volume, so downline QDV plus personal PV equals your QDV. So your qualified downline volume also includes your personal order as well. So you've got qualifying star legs here. So they're showing there. And then so your rank. So your rank, so how do you get past 1-star master? Essentially, you have other people in your organization who are also 1-star masters or higher. So your rank, your QDV plus star qualified legs equals your rank. So this particular person has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're 5-star because they've got 5 separate legs there of 1-star or higher. So total downline volume is what TDV stands for. So if you've got a pen and paper, this might be handy to write down, because understanding what these acronyms are is useful, because it gets you to think more about the business, what you actually need to do, how you're going to achieve it, and it just makes sense when you're looking at those views. So if you can look at a couple of the views in the back office, it'll start to make sense what those figures are. So QDV is qualified downline volume. Total bonus volume total downline bonus volume is TDBV. And then you've got uni level volume. So that's the volume that comes from 7 payout centers minus the wealth builder. You've got total downline fast start volume is TDFSV. Wealth builder volume, so all the people that have been ordering wealth builder packs, it tells you a total volume for that month. It tells you if they've also ordered a wealth builder pack, which has got a tick. And then you've got total downline wealth builder volume, PV, so their personal volume if they've ordered. And then also you've got auto ship if they're on auto ship there. So using reports as key factors for qualification. So 50% of the TDV is greater than the largest leg in this particular instance. So this particular person is a 1-star. Their total, you can see at the top, their total downline volume is $15,926. They've got one leg there is 6,157, and then the rest of the volume is coming from different legs, and that is adding up to make up the 50%. So you can see that they don't have really more than 50% coming from one leg there. If you add up the rest of it, so 3,898 plus 1,632 plus 1,3444, 1,367, 1,527, there's enough volume coming from the other legs in their business that it's not more than the highest leg, which is 6,157. And that's what you want. You kind of want an even spread. You don't just want all volume coming from one person and everyone under them. You want to spread it out a little bit. For reaching the 1-star master level of 5,000, that's not so much of a concern, because if you're enrolling people, as long as you're not stacking them all under one person, you will automatically get quite an even spread. Where it becomes a challenge if you've got one person and they've, say, placed, a $2,000 order or something, then you need to make up the rest of that volume that makes up the 5,000 from other people in the organization. You can't have all the volume coming from that one individual. So that's important to know. So, so this particular person here, so they're 1-star master, they've got over 5,000 QDV because they've got 6,273. And we've been through that they've got a nice even spread of volume going across their organization. So they don't have to concern themselves with a 50% rule here. So if they do have more than one person, if it is breaking the 50% rule and the other legs don't quite add up to match the one particular leg that's over 50%, it's not a concern as long as your your qualified downline volume is still over 5,000. So it just means you're going to have more volume come through. So that's kind of important to note, and understanding this will be helpful. In the beginning, when you're going for the 1-star master, just need to remember to not have people all under one person and just kind of add them. And over time, you'll start to understand it better. It'll make more sense. So when you enroll someone, you don't want to just leave them potentially front line. You want to help someone else. If you've got someone else in your business that wants to build, you can help them with placing people under them and create what's called the leg and help build depth. And if you enroll someone, you can place them. So you would be the enrolling sponsor, but you can actually place them under someone else. Now, the way you do that, there is a people mover tool in your back office. This screen is not showing it exactly. And I didn't update the screen too because I know the back office is going to be enhanced in the very near future. So Sizzle's relaunched the website and they've improved the front end, but the back end is going to be enhanced too very soon. So essentially, if you want to move people in the meantime, and this is what I tend to do, is I just send an email to csplacement@sizzle.net and say, Brian, could you, hi, customer service, Brian has joined, and I give the ID number. Could you please place Brian under Mary, and then give her ID number, and then they move them and they get placed. So essentially what that does is it helps to build volume under other people, and it helps to build out your business as well. So placement is important. So moving people that you have sponsored to support the growth of your team helps benefit you and your team. It helps to build more evenly and it helps your team to get volume under them as well. So there's no point in like just enrolling people into your organization and just leaving them there and not moving them at all. If you're only doing a few people and perhaps you're doing just even if you're doing the 5,000 or aiming for a volume of 5,000, if you find somebody else that you've joined and they also want to do the same thing, then it would be beneficial for you to help them and some of the people that you've sponsored, you could place underneath them and this would support their volume and they would benefit and so would you. But you still remain the rolling sponsor. It was still up to you to look after that person because you still are that person's sponsor. It's just that you've placed them under someone else really to help benefit the organization, your organization that is, and the other person's. Okay, so there's a particular view in the back office called personal downline volume. So this actually is an updated screen. So I've updated this screen here. So when you go into your back office, if you go to organization, I'll just move this menu here. So you can see along the top, you've got home, commissions, and organization. If you click on organization, you can go to the view called personal downline volume. And if you go to that particular view, you will see the next screen. And it's not obviously in green. We've just highlighted it in green for this slideshow. But it actually shows their highest rank that they've achieved. And it shows in a snapshot if they've their qualified downline volume and their personal volume as well. So it tells you if they've ordered that month. So this can be really helpful because you can quickly scan down this view and see if somebody has not placed an order, but they've got people underneath them ordering, then you definitely want to let them know that they're missing out on commission and that it's a good idea to place an order. So this particular view is really helpful for that. So if you're just starting off, obviously you don't need to concern yourself with any of these views. But as you grow your business or introduce new people, you want to go into your back office and have a look at the different views. You have a look at the people who are appearing in your organization. You can see all the information that we've been discussing on this slide, and it'll start to make sense. And so even if you're just starting off, this is good information to kind of at least get familiar with and have heard it at least one time, because like with all things, you don't tend to learn it just off one session. You need to go over it multiple times and it can take time. Often experience is really important. So just sharing the information on a slide is not the same as you seeing it and seeing it happen for real in your back office in real time. But it just going to give you some background information so you start to understand what's going on in these views. And what's really important, I say it helps with striking distance. So this is just a term that I know Thomas has used. So striking distance is just referred to, if somebody's hasn't placed an order, then you could see here it would say 0. So see where it's got PPV. So if we look at the first person, they're a master builder and they've reached that rank. They've done a personal order of $326 with PV. And then their total group has 4,467. So you can see in this instance, that person is very close to qualifying as one-star master. They literally only need 333, 533 QDV more, or sorry, qualified downline volume more to hit the 5,000 rank. And then they would clock over to a one-star master. And so if you get to the end of the month and you could see, oh, look, they only need this amount of an order, then it's really makes it easier to reach out to that person and say, hey, we're only a couple $100 off. Do you need some help? Is there someone else we can call who might want to place an order this month? Because when you've got to that level, you don't want to waste all that volume. You want to help that person reach that rank. And this particular report can help you do that. If you don't look at the report, you can't see what's going on in the organization. You don't know who's ordered what, how much volume is going through your organization. And so you can see in the one below that, that person's ordered $411 themselves, and their organization is 4020. So they're about $1,000 off qualifying. So there's little bit further for them to go. But sometimes I've seen where they've sufficient amount of qualified downline volume, but the person actually hasn't even placed an order. And then it's like, well, hang on a minute, you're just leaving money on the table. You can also use this view too to see how much of an order they've put. So you can see the person down the bottom has only ordered 146. Maybe they don't know that, to get the um, shipping rebate, you need to order 250 to maximize the rebates and get the 5% discount. They need to do 300. So, you could reach out to this person and let them know the benefit of doing the 300 order and help with some suggestions and explain to them why it would be good for them to do that. But if you can't see the report, then you don't really know who to reach out to, and so you're going in the dark. So these reports are really useful. So if we talk about money, what you would be earning, so that's where I just want to finish up. Oops, yeah, got a couple more slides, and then we'll finish up in a minute. So what does one star look like? So really 17 people at 300 PV in volume would be 5,100. And again, you might have, as you've seen in those examples, they're real live examples. Some people put in a $400 order, some people put in 600, some people put in 150. So it can vary, and it just depends on how invested people are in, their personal care and in the sizzle products. So that can vary. So it doesn't have to be 17 people. That's just to give you a guide. So you'd really be looking at 450 to 550 USD, including the lifestyle bonus as a minimum for a one-star master each month. How much can they earn? They can earn way more. I mean, it's unlimited, because if they have some people under them building that continue to build, their check will still go up. Even with the 50% rule, over time, it will still continue to go up and up and up. So you're looking at this around about $781 Australian a month. So it's quite significant amount of income for doing something that you love. If you already love these products, you're getting great benefit from them. Why wouldn't you slowly start working towards reaching that one-star master? It really does make sense to do it. I've helped a lot of people do that, and it's very achievable. So this means you're earning enough money to cover your product, plus you could generate extra income to put towards your mortgage, your car payments, and your holiday. So it's also gives you purpose, value, and a sense of achievement. What a great achievement to be able to reach one-star master level. The skills that you will gain, the sense of satisfaction, the satisfaction that you're knowing that you're helping people with products that really do work and that can make a difference in their life. I reckon there's no greater feeling. It really drives me and keeps me going, knowing all of these things that I'm sharing with you. And then at the end of the day, you will get benefit from it yourself and be rewarded. Um, so that's a little bit about the one-star master. And again, to get the lifestyle bonus, you do need to achieve that rank of 3 months consecutive in a row. And to maintain one-star master, you do need to maintain that volume. So over time, with building your skills and understanding the business, that ideally, or one would expect, it should get easier. So over the coming months, I'm really going to help with training people. So if there are people on the call you are interested in reaching the one-star master, do reach out to me. I will love to support you. And as I start to develop tools over the coming months, and I plan to put a system in place and really help people with achieving this rank, I will be sharing that with you. So do tune in to Dr. Kurt and Milo on Saturday. So Dr. Kurt hates slides. He does not like doing slides. He likes to give examples, share stories, and talk in conversation. So he'll be joined with Milo on Saturday, and they're going to cover this same topic, but you'll hear some of the same information, but you'll hear it said in a different way, maybe a better way in some instances, or it may be easier for you to understand. So I highly recommend jumping on that call this Saturday if this is of interest to you and it's something you feel you'd like to pursue. So I've gone over 5 minutes, and I do apologize because I'm normally always on time. So let me stop the recording. Hopefully you found this information useful. It's a lot to take in, but just baby step, little bit by little bit, it will start to make more sense over time. And just knowing that, this is something that you want to do. So I will stop the share and I'll leave it there. And thanks everyone for getting on the call. if you, I'll just answer any questions. If you dropped a question, let me just see if I can answer these. If you cancel your order ship to use loyalty rewards, yeah, so you cannot.
Katie,
Yeah, go
Sandy's
on.
been answering my questions, which has
Oh,
been
cool.
really good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks. Yes. Oh, so is there any questions left?
No,
Um,
there isn't.
oh, okay, great. Yes, so there's some questions in there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So thanks for getting on. As I said, jump on Saturday's call if you can, and I'll share this recording. And if you've got questions, want to reach out to me, but stay tuned and watch this space. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.
Thank you.